Hello, welcome to another live stream. And it's Christmas in July. Just announced is the new Haslab G.I. Joe Snowcat. And I thought some Christmas music would be appropriate because yo snow. Let's say some hellos first of all, while I give the Snowcat a spin. Summertime Blues, welcome, yo snow. Gonna wait to see this one in person. Almost $400. Yet it ain't cheap. Let's make sure my audio levels are all okay here. Am I coming in too loud? Or is the music too quiet? Sounds okay to me. Canadian. You're a fellow Canuck. Hope you had a good Canada Day and happy 4th of July to all our neighbors to the south on Friday. 4th of July coming right up. Yes, the Hitman just had a birthday. Happy 68th to the excellence of execution, the best there is, was, and ever will be. Brett the Hitman Hart, and where is old Brett? Since we're talking about him, wish Bret Hart a very merry birthday, very merry Christmas. Happy birthday to Bret Hart, and also another great Canadian just celebrated a birthday on Canada Day. Can you believe Dan Aykroyd is born on Canada Day? How appropriate is that? Hey, Rodimus Power. Hello there. Hi, Michael. How's everyone's Wednesday afternoon? It's going great. Draws, good to see you. Okay, so let me know how this is sounding. I think I'm okay here. Danny Aykroyd. I don't have a Dan Aykroyd figure handy, but here's one of the characters he played. Happy birthday, Dan Aykroyd. Dr. Ray Stantz, the heart of the Ghostbusters. All right, so have you guys heard about this? I'm always the last to know. Haslab Snowcat has been announced. Hey, Vince, good to see you. So I got my original Snowcat here. I'm not going to be getting the Haslab Snowcat because I've got an original. I'm very happy with it. But I'm still excited to see this thing, and I'm also excited for everyone who is going to be picking one up. And we're going to be doing some comparisons here. Just going through the data, the intel on this one. So $324.99 American gets you everything in this picture. If it funds fully, it's like all the other Haslabs. It has to have a minimum number of backers. So you do get the Snowcat itself with lights, electronic lights. And that's really cool, especially for something so big. A 1/12 scale. Got the fire effects like these usually have. Looks like got some hooks on the front there. It's basically the original Snowcat with extra. I'm not sure if I can go. Oh yeah, it's a little bit better. A little comparison there. So you get the 4 missiles that were on the original one. You get the turret, which turns around. You get the snow pedos, I believe. Yeah, you do, snow pedos. And then what's different about the Haslab is you can encase them in these boxes as well, which is cool. We've got more people pouring in here. Bubba Wave, always great to see you. Only at 5,800. Wonder if it'll get to 14,000 for all tiers. Now that's always something that really irritates me. The tier unlockable tier systems with Haslabs. Swig of coffee for the streaming man. I wish that all the tiers were just not tiers at all, that everything was just included. It's if they want to go the route of these have to be like reach a certain number of backers, then at least don't do this whole tier system thing, because like the extras that they throw in can't cost them very much. Just as a sign of good faith, just throw them in for free, whether it's, you know, reaches the tiers or not. Just throw them in, because it's such a sore spot when they don't get unlocked. It's like ketchup and mustard for the Haslab Sky Striker. It just sucks so bad. It's always like it sticks in people's craw. Snowcat is a thing of beauty. Meow. Snow meow. Hey, good to see you. Let's take a look at some more. Oh man, there's a lot of pictures here. An old Frostbite. Let's do a little bit of comparison. Pull out the original Frostbite. Now, the original one only came with one accessory. It was this. Is it an M16? It's got a giant scope on it. So you got to include that. And I got to say, I'm a bit disappointed the scope isn't ridiculously humongous compared to the rest of the rifle. Because on the original one, the scope was just enormous. And I feel like the scope on the Haslab one is a little less ridiculous. So that's one thing. The coffee, that's a nice touch with the thermos with the top cup. Nice touch. A pistula, because the original Frostbite did indeed have a holster on his chest. Nice touch. The original one didn't have goggles on his snow hat, so the new one has goggles, and we've seen this before. I'm sure one is extra sized, extra large to fit over so that you can get this look, and then the other one is smaller band on it so you can put it on his eyes so that when he steps out into the elements, protect his eyes. That's the one thing about the cold. Speaking as a Canadian who's gone into a lot of freezing cold days, doesn't matter how much you bundle up, how many wool socks you put on and thermal warm gloves you put on and parkas and toques and long johns and underlayers, your eyes freeze. That's the one thing you can't put a sock or something on. I guess you can have a mask or something, but that comes with its own issues, fogging up. Needs a bigger scope for sure, says Summertime Blues. Well, when you're just so used to something, when it's just so identifiable, you know, Frostbite's the guy with the giant scope for some reason. It's and they've been so true to the original toys on so many classified toys. It's just a little puzzling when they decided to go a little more realistic route on that. And let's take a look at some other details. He's got some gray on his boots. The original one was just white boots, white gloves. This one has gray gloves. And what's the belt on this guy? Black belt with some pouches. Oh, I see a little bit of a Snowcat insignia peeking on the shoulder here. We'll see if we can get a better look at that. Oh, there's a look at the Snowcat itself. So let's pop Frostbite back in here. This was one of my favorite toys as a kid. Didn't have a lot of vehicles, G.I. Joe vehicles when I was little, but being a Canadian, This was one of the absolute best, and G.I. Joe toys were the best toys for playing with outside, and there was nothing like playing with a Snowcat in a Canadian winter. I almost wish this Snowcat had Canadian stickers, the Canadian flag and Canada stickers on it, because it seems more appropriate. These are jumping out at me, not on the originals. Nothing under there. We do get the windshield wiper is back, although again it's kind of small. It was humongous on the original one, and it's kind of tiny there. Looks like they've changed things up a little bit here. This canopy was originally all just one piece, and this looks like a separate piece. So again, it looks nice, but I just wish they would have kept it all one piece like on the original one. You see the way they have it now, I think you might have to be careful with that, because if this is a separate canopy right here that opens, it's possible you might break this if it's not down. Whereas on the original one, it's the windshield wiper was part of the canopy. Those lights are super cool, though. It's really awesome that they added lights. Little tiny one right there. It's very cool. I would want one head with the ski goggles attached personally. And Draw says, I wonder if they are going to do some of the smaller snow vehicles like the Polar Battle Bear now. You have plenty of other characters to add in. It seems like they were always up for the smaller ones like the Ram. The Polar Battle Bear is right in the same size class as the Ram, so it shouldn't be a huge problem to do that one. Smaller vehicles at cheaper prices would be a nice option for classified. Hey, Eric, good to see you. Can someone confirm that this stream is sounding okay? I forgot to double check and make sure that my audio is okay. Just going to take a second to supposed to be some music playing in the background here. Okay, thanks, Dan. Let's put some other music on. All right, so got this deal right here, the missile launcher. And the way this worked was, I did a review some years back on the Snowcat, took it out into the snow, if you want to watch that. But hopefully the new one is a little better design than the original one. It's always kind of a pain to get these out of here. They're kind of wedged in there. Not great. This Christmas music is a little too mellow. It's putting me to sleep. Put some White Bat on here again. Yeah, that's better. What else? So on the original one, it didn't have actual treads. This was all just one solid piece, and then you had wheels underneath, and these were susceptible to breakage, especially out in the cold, because it's just a really tiny connection. But on the Haslab, it looks like we've got full treads. That's pretty cool. But wait, there's more. There's a side shot. It's just something about this Snowcat that's... Is it just me, or is the shape of it just a little smooshed? It's the front, I think. It's about the same angle that we're looking at right now. Kind of seems like they've smushed the nose a bit of the new Snowcat. Thanks, Eric. Awesome. I've had a few streams in the past where I forgot to double check, and then I listened to it back, and there's like the levels were all bad, and there was a buzz, and just terrible. Would have been amazing if they included October Guard from Arise Serpento Arise. I don't think we'll be seeing October Guard for the time being because of the they're not exactly going to be pushing Russians as heroes for now. But I mean, there's tons of G.I. Joe Arctic troops. Have they done Iceberg yet in Classified? I know they did Snow Job. And then there's Sub-Zero, there's Blizzard, even Avalanche if you want to do one of the Battle Force 2000 guys. Snowcat is still my favorite. I will place my pre-order. Oh, congratulations. I'm happy for you. It's very cool that people who don't have the original get to not just get the Haslab version, but this is just a beast. It's a beast of a version. How did it get back to here? I was always a little jealous of kids that lived in the snow. My AT-AT would have enjoyed snow. That would have been a lot of fun. Yeah, snow was great. It has its downsides too, especially driving in. But for a kid playing in the snow, it is just the best. It's just fun. Looks scrunched along the x-axis a little. See, that's what I was thinking too. Just, yeah, kind of smooshed. The whole thing just seems a little smooshed compared to the original one. I would have thought if they're going to do the Classified, which is supposed to look a little more realistic, a little more detailed, I would have thought, if anything, the Classified would have been more elongated to appear bigger. But this one is looking kind of smooshed. Hey, Maddie, good to see you. He's a big G.I. Joe fan. He's ordered a couple of Classified or a couple of Haslabs in the past. This was not my first choice for the next Classified Haslab, but I'll go ahead and get it since I'm bought into the line and a sucker for vehicles, the figs, and the bivouac. Put it over the top. Yeah, I was really surprised to see this one too. I'm happy to see it. I'm not getting it. Some people don't get that. They're like, if you like it, why aren't you getting it? Well, because I've got it. I like it, so I got it. I don't have to get every version. But I'm glad this new one exists. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. And thank you all for subscribing. Still blows my mind. Oh, hello there. Hi, Blitz. Heard there was Snowcat talk. I'm in. Yeah, but I was really surprised that they're doing a Snowcat, because that just seems like there's a lot of, I think that the major customers of the G.I. Joe Classified line and Haslab are Americans, and there's quite a bit of America that doesn't get snow. So not like a lot of people are going to take this out into the snow, the new Haslab. But I'm still surprised because, like, I associate this with Canada, and the northern states, and it's just surprising that they threw the snow areas a bone by doing like an entire Haslab. Oh, thank you, appreciate that. I like the functional treads and features as a troop carrier when removing the missile pod. That is a really cool feature. Can't really do that with the original one. You can pull this whole thing off and have them sitting in there. It's not quite the same though. Thank you. Exactly. I have the real one. It's not to say the Haslab doesn't look cool. Like we haven't seen the actual product yet, but from the designs and the schematics, the idea of it looks pretty cool. Disclaimer, I guess, as always, should go without saying. Can't believe it doesn't. I don't work for Hasbro. Buyer beware. I'm not responsible for any problems you have with your Haslab Snowcat. or anything else like that. Should go without saying. Hasbro all in on classifieds. I hope someone makes a video taking Haslab Snowcat out into the snow. That would be awesome. Because I took this into the snow, and it's dangerous, of course. You know, you could break it because the cold makes the plastic even more brittle. You could, you know, break, especially the wheels. If you ever take a vintage Snowcat out, watch out for those wheels. Don't just throw it on the snow. You might break the wheels under there. But yeah, anyone who's getting the Haslab Snowcat, take it out in the snow. I want to see that video. That would be awesome. I already have a problem with it. Well, hopefully I'm not pointing out new problems to have with it. Boba Hicks. Good to see you, Mark. Hello there. Let's keep going through some pictures here. Not the original logo. Close to it, though. I'll give you a nice close look to the original logo. Focus. The cameras always want to focus on the flag. That's about as good as it gets, unfortunately. So it's a cat with its tongue hanging out. Well, I guess the new one's kind of similar. Let's see if we can zoom in here. Is it? Yeah, it is. The new one has a cat with its tongue hanging out too. Nice touch. What's next? Whoa, look at that. That's a cool feature. I don't think the original one could do that. Not intentionally. These are removable, like, because you have to assemble this thing when you first get it in the box, but I don't know if you can do that with the original one. That is a super cool feature, especially for some really like jagged ice terrain. Just pop her up and go over it. Man, that is a super cool idea. A couple more comments coming in here. They were offering some of the original logos as an option on the various sticker sheets. That's cool. Nice little extras. I like when they go above and beyond with the little Haslab extras that aren't going to break their bank, but it means a lot to the people buying this stuff. I've been hoping for a Dreadnought Thunder machine for a while. Are there ski torpedoes? Yeah, the Snowpedos are in there, and they're hidden. So there's coverings for the Snowpedos. You know, I gotta say, while I got this picture up, another thing that's not really working for me, brother, is the black on the canopy. I just like the all clear look of the original canopy, and it just seems like there's maybe a little bit too much black, and a little black here, and yeah, it's throwing the color of it off a little bit for me. Downright diabetic. Sorry to hear that. Hey, Michael, love your channel. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. I am backing for sure. Well, I'm happy to hear that. Hope you enjoy it. Favorite vehicle of the entire line? Now bring on those Arctic Hiss tanks, Cobra. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get a good one with no issues, no damage, and no hassle and stuff like that. Matt says, yes, they're tucked in the side boxes there. Gotta have the Snowpedos. Well, we're talking about the Snowpedos. The original one's side later is right below the Snowcat logo, but the new one is off to the side. It looks definitely squished. We'll start calling this thing the Squish Cat. Doesn't it look a little squish? It looks like Cliff Jumper or Bumblebee, like a super deformed Snowcat. A little squished. Anyway, Snowpedos. Always liked how these weren't tight on the snow, on the ski. They just kind of, as you ran them over the snow, they kind of hopped and bumped and jumped. I just like that design. They're very easy to pop off, just like that. And you can try to stick a Joe on here. It's too bad there wasn't like a foot peg so that a Joe could use it as a snowboard. Very memorable, unique weapon of the Snowcat. And when you take off the Snowpedos on the original one, it had some foot pegs. So the new one might have that too. Oh, look at that. This is the troop transport someone mentioned earlier. Let's enlarge this a little bit. That looks so cool. Yeah. Lots of different options futzing around. Nice touch there. Yeah, that bugs me too, the canopy. Hopefully customizable. I don't know if you can just take some paint remover to it. I don't know. You could see a Cobra Wolf coming later. Well, that's always been the answer to the Snowcat. Those two go perfectly together. And the 2 feet long, it's just a bit too big to keep around. That. Are you serious? 2 feet? This thing doesn't look 2 feet at all. That's the height of Fortress Maximus. I'm surprised. Okay, so wanting it to be a little longer, I guess, is asking too much. The height of the front fender bothers me. So much dead space and black plastic under it. They should lower it a bit. Let's see if we can get another picture of that. But this is cool. I love the ramp. That's really awesome. A little closer look at the ramp. Look at that. Nice. Oh, neat. The tires actually turned. And this is a nice touch. So not on the original one, but comes out cup holder, so you can put your coffee in there. And is this an ice box? What on earth does a Snowcat need an ice box for? But that's them being humorous, and I think it's cool. And it looks like ice too. That's a really nice touch. Frostbite would be the type of guy who would want a drink in an ice box. I like the lights inside. Always love when I see that. Like the Dragonfly had the interior lights, the hiss. Really nice touch when they do that. Because then when it's in like a dark room or a dimly lit room, you see the I love it when drivers are lit up in their cockpit or in their driving area. It's a really cool effect. Simple reissue of the original would have been cool. Definitely. Yeah. These are so popular. Like they can just keep cranking out the originals. Just look at the Mask toys. They're basically reissues. A couple of tweaks here and there, but basically straight up reissues of the originals, and a lot of people are excited about them. So Hasbro could very well keep reissuing these for decades to come. And just with little tweaks, like Origins, tweaking a little few things here and there. And Dan says, I had the original back in the 80s, set it down on the dining. Oh, I don't like where this story is going. I've had a few of these myself. Actually, I've had a few of these stories Dan is about to share in this room right here, because things just sometimes roll right off and crash. Set it down on the dining room table near a candle, and it burst into flames. My mom still has the table with a big scorch mark on it. Hope it's fire resistant. Well, that's never happened to me. I've never had anything burst into flames, dude. Yeah, I'm always trying to find the silver lining. At least you have an explosive, vivid memory. I don't know. I don't know how to spin that. That's pretty insane. Um, at least your house didn't burn down. There you go. Always count your blessings. I would love a really nice fire bat. Should be doable. Could be a little, little one-man jet. Doesn't have to be humongous. You just made me want to buy a vintage Snowcat. Oh, well, it's not exactly my intention. I was just trying to compare here. Good luck finding one. Getting harder and harder to find, but happy hunting. I'd be so sad Snowcat and Moray were my favorite. And Toy Bounty Hunter, welcome. It's 21 inches, not quite 2 feet, but still larger than Haslab Hiss. They did have it next to the Hiss and dwarfs it. Really? Okay. They get real big with these Haslabs. A look on the inside. Cool. Tools. Nice detailing. Another tool there, wrench. Nice. Yellow. That's important. Makes it easier to find when you drop it in the snow. Oh, beautiful. Now we're cooking. Take a closer look at this picture. Match it up with my own here. Yeah, that looks great. He's holding on to one of the control sticks, looks like. Really cool. Oh, neat effect. Frost. Interesting. Someone who is familiar with snow had a hand in designing this stuff. Yeah, my mom thought my Tomahawk was broken because it didn't have doors. Oh, that sucks. That's a bummer. I bought a vintage Snowcat a couple of days ago to enjoy it again while I wait for the Haslab. Congrats. Make a nice display piece, one beside the other. That smile on Frostbite says he's having a good time. And the frost looks great. Stickers or removable decals? I'm not sure. I would hope they're removable decals, because they said that the Haslab Ecto is going to have removable or reusable decals for people who want to go back and forth between Ecto 1 from Ghostbusters 1 and Ecto 1A from Ghostbusters 2. So maybe they're using what they developed with the Ecto on here. It's got to be removable. I can't imagine it being like a one and done permanent sticker. That'd be silly, unless it's like a separate canopy, which that's a lot of plastic. And besides, they would have shown the separate canopy, so it's got to be decals. That'd be my guess. Here's a look at the Snowpedo box on the side and how the Snowpedos load in. Hey, the Snowpedos actually look a little bit different. They don't have the shark fin, I guess is what it is, and the sharp tip to it either. They look quite different, actually. Wonder why they changed that up so much. Avalanche. Wow. It's always weird when they stick so closely to original designs sometimes and then change stuff up so much. Wonder why. Hey, Greg, good to see you. Watched the video for this the other day. I liked that Cobra Commander presented it. Yeah, whoever did the voice was perfect. It's great sound alike of Chris Latta. It was actually pretty entertaining. The Snowcat is my favorite vehicle. Hey, we're getting that a lot in the chat today. A lot of people love the Snowcat. Guess that was a good decision on Hasbro's part. Going with the Snowcat. At this price, I hope not. It is pretty steep. Zazel, good to see ya. Hope you had a great trip and a fun time at Joe Fest. Oh, cool. So those look just like the original missiles. Pull one out. Very similar. Shockwave missiles. And the new ones will include Fire Trail. What else? Is that it? We're at the end of the pictures. Okay, so we've gone through all the pictures. Now the dreaded tiers, the diabolical tiers. I know Hasbro's not going to listen to me, but I'm going to keep saying it. Please stop with the tier stuff. Just throw this stuff in, because what's a figure? It's what are they now? 25 US, 30 US. Lady J. So if it reaches 10,000 backers, right now it's at 5,900, almost 6,000. Needs 8 to fund. And when is this going till? 43 days. Lots of time. And it's funny, no matter how many Haslabs come and go, there's a lot of people there that don't remember that the final few hours is when a ton of backers come in, like last minute pledgers. So, like, I would say at least 1,000, if not more. Like, just in the last few minutes of the thing, you can guarantee a couple of, at least 1,000 backers. Anyway, you get Winter Lady J. It's kind of disappointing. It's cool to get a winter figure, but I was hoping it would be some like actual character, like Sub-Zero, or have we seen Iceberg in Classified yet? Or Avalanche, but I guess it's easy for them. They can just reuse what they've done with, the Lady J figure, just stick a jacket on her. Of all of the figures to include at tier 1, why Winter Lady J? Why not Duke in a parka? Like, Duke in G.I. Joe the movie had that great opening scene fighting Serpentor in the snow. So I think Duke would have been a more appropriate winter parka figure. And there was I feel like there was more episodes of Duke in his winter coat than Lady J. So I don't know. And then if it reaches 12,000 backers, you get the bivouac. That's interesting. Can't see any pictures of these. Are they down here? Let's go down here. Looking for pictures of the unlockable tiers. Here we go. Tier 1. Lady J, she's got coffee. I have a feeling all of these are going to be having warm beverages. Oh, that's cool for ice fishing. Drill a hole in the ice. And then the bivouac, but the Arctic version of the bivouac. That's another head scratcher for me. Like, I love the bivouac. A lot of people love the bivouac. But why an Arctic bivouac? This ain't going to do nothing for you in the Arctic. Like, the fire, that's cool, but Arctic bivouac, it's an interesting idea. And have we seen, like, the regular bivouac, the green one? I'm not sure. There you go. The best Snow Joe is Quick Kick. Barefoot, bare-chested. Yeah. I mean, that actually would have been a better one to include than Lady J. All kidding aside, Quick Kick in the winter gear. Because that was maybe how he should have looked when he was first introduced on the cartoon. Yes, I like the accessories that come with Flint and Lady J, but they could have gone with other characters. Iceberg with more gear than just a rifle would be nice. I've been so busy, I've not seen anything about the Snowcat. Yeah, they just announced it. Haslab season is upon us. Do you think they will make the Millennium Falcon for 6-inch figures? No, it's too big. The big Millennium Falcon for the 4-inch figures was ridiculous. I've got one. It's colossal. I can't imagine a classified or a 6-inch figure scale. That would be insane. That'd be half the size of the US's flag. Yeah, don't see it happening, but never say never. And gone through that one. Frozen Fudgy. Yes, Frozen Fudgies. What a treat. I always like when the Joes and Cobra wear winter coats, especially Cobra Commander. Hey, Clown Man, good to see you. This bivouac could have been a small retail item. That's what I'm thinking too. Regular green one must be coming out for sure. And that kind of seems chintzy to include a lazy repaint with a Haslab. Haslab's supposed to be, all out, full tilt boogie. The bivouac is awesome, but why is it coming with a Snowcat? I would have rather seen something that can interact with the Snowcat. A little trailer. A little, I don't know, something to go with the Snowcat. Like the bivouac, I don't see how it connects to a Snowcat. Have 2 tiers and one be the there you go. There's an idea. No, I mean, like, instead of the bivouac, wouldn't you have rather seen some snowboards, skis, skiing poles, some of the accessories we've seen with some of the other snow guys? That's a good one. He is chilly. The fridge Arctic figure would have been great. Brett the Hitman Hart. Yep, we talked about that at the start of the stream. Happy birthday, Brett. Brett made a cameo appearance earlier. Thinking about getting the new mask. Yeah, it's just like the old days. Not enough money for everything. T-Man, good to see you. I think its trailer would be way more expensive than a bivouac. A little trailer. A tiny one. I'm talking about using the exact same amount of plastic. Nothing big, just the amount of plastic that's spent on this bivouac. Some kind of little trailer. I don't think that's unreasonable. What else do we got here? Flint. Flint is another unlockable tier. Click the video. I'll do that after the stream. Winter Flint comes with sausages, coffee, sausages, eggs. What's with all the food? Just gotta eat to keep from freezing. So he's tier 3. And that's it. It looks like disappointing extras, honestly. Like if I was backing this thing, I wouldn't be at all disappointed if none of the extras came with this thing. Like this stuff should come anyway. That should be included. This fun little stuff like eggs and sausages and coffees, ice, all ice tools, ice drill. Like that should all be included, and it would cost them nothing to throw that in there. So really disappointing extra figures, in my opinion. And then the bivouac, like I said before, bivouac rocks, but why is it coming with a Snowcat? Like they're not related to each other. I don't know. It's just, you want cohesion. You want synergy. Goes with the bivouac, doesn't it? It has a campfire. I guess. I mean, but that's a whole other thing. That's Sure, why not? Feed them Joes. Hey, Chris. Rewatching the stream from the beginning, but I hope you're doing well. Thank you. I think the Snowcat is a little high for what it is, but I think I will get it. Yo, Snow. It seems like everything these days is high for what it is. Everything's expensive, plus shrinkflation. That's just, it doesn't matter where you go. If all you do is, like, if all you buy is toys, then it feels like it's only happening with toys, but it's happening with everything. It's happening with food, you know, it's happening to cars. Yeah, the economy is kicking every industry's butt. But there you go. If you've got the extra dough, then Haslab Snowcat coming at you with at least Frostbite. At least he's included. How about instead of Flint Lady J, what if they had thrown in like a different snow job? I'm not sure what kind of change you could have made to them, but I don't know. Just look at the electronics on the inside. That's cool console there. And the canopy, how it works. We were just talking earlier about how that works. So the whole thing, it's like on the show. Well, actually on the show, it does it both ways. On the show, it opened like this, but it also opened like you're seeing here. So these separate on the sides, but it does look like this has to be down in order to open the canopy. So if you try to open the canopy, you might scratch up your canopy, or depending on what this is made of, you might even bend or snap that. But very cool. Another good job by the classified team. Wasn't the Rattler 325? Snowcat dwarfs the Hiss. Wonder if they could have included Tiger Force decals. Well, I was thinking when I was just mentioning include a snow job as one of the tier levels, like as a joke, Tiger Force snow job, because I mean that doesn't really blend in with the Arctic, but still, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that love Tiger Force. So some people might love a Tiger Force snow job to go with the Snowcat, especially since there's some yellow on a Snowcat. Yellow missiles on it. Kind of goes with it. Not intentionally. Think of it this way. If I'm going to spend that much money on toys, how many Vintage Joe stuff I don't have yet could I get for the same money? That's a good way of looking at it. Poor Frostbite has to sit through all the fraternizing between Flint and Jay. And I think I'm going to be wrapping this stream up. Not bad. I didn't think I'd have much to talk about today. But yeah, there's quite a few things going on here. It's big. It's got lights. It's got a lot of things to futz around with. It's got a few cute features. It's pretty neat. If you're a big kid, you'll probably really enjoy not just having it sit there, but, you know, play around with it. Futz around with it. Futzing around, as I call it. Yeah. It's good to see the Snowcat again. Nitpicks aside. It's pretty cool looking. That is super cool. That's one of the coolest features of the thing right there. That is a cool way to display it. Real action pose. Kind of want to do that with my original. I need something to wedge underneath him. Need to find something. Oh, I got some rocks here. I'm going to wedge some rocks underneath my Snowcat. Look at that. How cool does that look? Just found some rocks here on my Masters of the Universe. Very cool effect. Oops. It's crushing the rocks. Love the Torskitos. Is that the new name for them? What is it? Snowpedos are problematic. The sound of that word. Great to see them tucked away in the side boxes as well. Flint and Lady J are indeed a surprise. I don't think many people predicted those figures to come with a Snowcat. Put more figures on the original, loaded up. Vintage shape is still better. Yeah, you can put a lot of guys on here. There's pegs on the sides here too. It was pretty much a transport originally too. Two in the cockpit, one on each side. Two on the back. And then if you take the Snowpedos off, two on each side. So it could hold quite a few figures. Put this rock back. Use cotton balls for snow. Yeah, that would work. And also I just went to Fabricland. I don't know if I can show this. There's my snow shelf up there. I just went to Fabricland and found the floofiest white material I could find. It's basically one giant sheet of cotton, a cotton ball, and it looks nice. But that would look nice if you put your Haslab Snowcat on top of that. All right, that's it for me today. Thank you all for tuning in to this sort of spontaneous live stream. I've been streaming Friday afternoons for the past little while when I've had the time to do it. Unfortunately, I can't usually plan anything well in advance and keep it if it's planned well in advance. But I always have fun doing these Wednesday at 4 streams. Always a good turnout. Seems to be a good time for the North Americans as well as the UK folks. Sorry to the Aussies who are napping, sleeping, getting a restful sleep. And are you buying one? No, I've got the original one. I mentioned earlier in the stream. I've got this one, so I don't need the Haslab one. And that's it. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Appreciate it. And there's been a lot of G.I. Joe on the channel lately for some reason. It's funny. I can go like quite a while without doing any Joe or any He-Man or any Transformers, and then all of a sudden when it rains it pours. And I just caught the end of Yojo June. So went through my G.I. Joe figures back there on the shelf, and I did where is it? There's the Phantom back there. Just reviewed that one, and another G.I. Joe review coming at you this Friday. Advanced screening is currently up on Patreon for all $5 and up members. But that one's coming later this week. Another G.I. Joe review. And then I'll be getting into a whole bunch of other toy lines. Transformers and who knows what else. Love the cat chat. That's a good one. Thanks. Avalanche. Yeah, he would have been cool too. Well, there was an Avalanche figure. There's also an Avalanche tank, snow tank, and the Avalanche was amazing. It is incredible. Like, I love the Snowcat, but the Avalanche, you can't see it back there, but it is amazing. Just a gigantic, awesome snow tank. Yojo draws. Yojo, everybody. Peace out. Happy 4th. To my cousins in the U.S., yes, happy 4th of July. To all the Americans, God bless America. Good book says love thy neighbor, and I definitely do. Much love to all you Americans out there. as well as every other nation out there as well. Appreciate you watching. The parakeet, yeah, that's cool. All in on classified, already backed this and waiting for my rattler to arrive. Enjoy, congratulations. And until the next surprise, sort of semi-surprise stream, Nerdmas Day, everybody. Take care.